Dylan exploded. Hi everybody! Welcome back to another episode of Phantasy Star Online Blue Burst. We're gonna pick up where we left off last time with the level 200 grind, of course. Well, actually we didn't. We're not picking up where we left off last time. Last time we just decided to do all the maximum attack event quests for the Affinity Anniversary event. And now we're going back to the actual grind. At least until the anniversary event is over. As of right now, it is 10 minutes past midnight, September 8th, 2025. The day that I heard that the event is supposed to end. But I just logged in and checked, and the boosts are still up for now, even though it's past midnight. It's technically the 8th, but the boosts are still up, so we're just gonna go until they turn off, basically. I don't know how it works. I looked on the Affinia Discord, and people were saying that it's kind of just at the whim of the administrators. Whenever they feel like turning it off, they turn it off. I'm expecting probably a little server maintenance and a patch that'll turn off the lobby music for the anniversary event. You know, maybe something like that. And until that happens, we're just gonna keep grinding. So, let's do it.
You son of a bitch.
Alright, we left off on this playlist. Oh, la, 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 la. Alright, into the cool kids room. There's over 600 people online right now. So, there's a shit ton of people in every lobby across all 3 blocks. Everybody's trying to get a last minute grind session in, basically. At the moment. Yeah, see, the boosts are still up. EXP 200%, yada yada. Enough of this palaver. Oh yeah, I gotta put away the skate films and everything. Hey man, put the music back on. There it is. Might as well put the Station Square music we left off on back on. This is like Phantasy Star's Station Square right here, so. This little town, Pioneer 2. Alright, charge! Yeah, that's right, CJ. Here we go again. Split second too soon. But we got him. Not gonna lie, this it sounds like Predator music a little bit. It's actually a very different style, but for some reason it reminded me of that. It was called Event Strain. Event meaning like a cutscene. Like there was some tension, like killers are in here. You know? Death is nearby, basically. You should never hear this part of the song. Because the chaos fights are usually easy enough to kill him way before you get there. Vape material. Escape doll, there we go. I was low-key looking for one of those to make up for the one I lost yesterday. There, I got it back. What's up? I'm gonna accidentally lose it on some stupid ass shit. The escape doll, I mean. Like I forget to heal before like the dragon stops me one too many times or some shit, you know? You never know. You get too comfortable with something, That's when things usually go wrong, so just, you know, dotting my I's and crossing my T's there. Alright, waifu, go ahead and take over. That's just an old habit now. I don't need to be cracking open those boxes anymore. The hell? They ain't even aggro. That was weird. Sriracha. That's spicy. You know what else is spicy? Oh yeah, we gotta keybind that shit. Actually, hold on. That's right, you can just do this. There we go. That's spicy. The SMH emote. I like how the sound effect they used for that was also like the sound effect that sounds closest to like a horn honking, basically. Like from a clown car maybe, but still. It's just... Somebody got something. Got time to see it though. Oh god. This music just brings back PTSD. Fucking fishing minigame, dude. My hatred for fishing minigames didn't necessarily start with this game. I think I first encountered fishing in Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and that was when it started. But this was like right after. I didn't appreciate it at all. That said, this music isn't too bad though. It just brings back bad memories, you know. It's called Big Fishes at Emerald Coast. It's the fishing background stage music for the same fucking stage we just listened to the music for. Sonic and Tails, or whoever else does Emerald Coast, they get that same music we heard before. But Big the Cat gets this music for fishing in the same place. He gets his own soundtrack, man. But like I said, it's not bad. It's got a good vibe, man. I just don't like the association with the minigame, of course. But yeah, ever since Ocarina of Time and Sonic Adventure, I was like, fuck fishing in any video game, and in real life, honestly. Ever. I just, no interest. I hated I had to do some of it in FF15. This is when you hook one, I think. Yeah, it's literally called in Fish Hit. The next track is when you catch it. speed up power up. Good part of Twinkle Park. The beginning. You're on the little bumper cars. Nos has reached level 200.
Dylan! Son of a bitch.
Congrats to Nos. The triple miss, holy shit. I think when Tails crash lands his fucking plane. He's freaking out. Let me see. Oh wait, no, it's still Twinkle Park. Twinkle Circuit. Oh right, this is that extra level. Across the hall from the Twinkle. This one was for purely bumper car racing. I remember now. What's this? Oh, dude, I forgot this. I forgot this track got really good after that little first part. Little synth. It's like a little low-key synthwave version of Sonic's theme song. It doesn't matter now what happens, I will never give up the fight. You know that. Yeah, I never really heard this track because I never bothered with that little bumper car racing minigame. I just like the little portion of it in the actual Twinkle Circuit levels at the beginning. They should have played this track. Well, maybe just the Sonic theme version. Or the Sonic theme portion of it. The rest of the track is kind of meh. This version of this is a part of Twinkle Park that only Amy sees. Let's put the hallways with mirrors and shit. She's getting stalked, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis style. I never realized the similarities with Resident Evil 3 and Amy's little story. So obviously, you know, there's no way that was intentional, but still. I think it was more of a commentary of women having to deal with stalkers is what that was. But shit, after Resident Evil 3 Remake, some people feel the same about that game now too. Running down the building. Running down the side of the building. That's Sonic. Final portion of the same level coming up. There it is. Jesus, that took a minute. The morning after. That whole level takes place at night. You just run around the city and get chased by pseudo cops, police. They're not real police, it's just Eggman's little robot minions disguised as cops. This last portion takes place in the next morning, so it's called at dawn, I believe. And it lasts for like 2 seconds for Sonic, but Knuckles actually gets to listen to this music more because he has to hunt down the Master Emerald pieces there. Unless you just get really lucky and find them really quick too. Sometimes it happens, which I was always glad for. Because that was another part of the game I didn't like either. I still didn't like it in Sonic Adventure 2 either. Hunting down emerald pieces. But I hated fishing more, that's for sure. Holy shit, a silver anniversary badge. Damn.
Son of a bitch.
That might only be like the second one I've ever found. I don't even think I found the first one from the dragon though. I wasn't expecting that. I might have found the first one when doing some of the event quests on Ultimate with some friends earlier in the event. Oh hell no, give me that. Even if I can't use it, somebody else might be able to. Where the hell does this track play? I don't recognize this at all. Choose your buddy! Slap and bass version. Is this just when you're selecting a character? It might be, but it sounds a little different. Like, it could even be the Chow theme stage is next, so... Or stage theme, whatever. Maybe it has something to do with the Chow? I don't know. So I remember the character select music sounding a little differently from that. But maybe I just misremembered. It's been forever since I played that game. Like, literally. I can't even remember the last time I played Sonic Adventure. Now, I played it on GameCube, so that's how long it's been. A dragon spawn. Excellent. Just what I needed. Well, they remade this song for Sonic Adventure 2. It's called Let's Get This Party Started for Chow Race entrance. They use it for the Chow lobby in Sonic Adventure 2, but it's a little different. Like a remix. Oh shit. Music's going crazy. Ooh. I think it's when you lose a chow race. A casino, let's go! Spend enough time in PSO2, you'll feel like you're in a casino, that's for sure. Casinopolis, that's what it's called. I was just thinking, like, I know Sonic Adventure and PSO2 are obviously different games, but like, PSO2 was on my mind specifically because of New Genesis, even though it was already a mechanic in classic PSO2 as well. But I was just thinking about the scratch-off tickets, you know? Gamba! The gambling mechanics to get cosmetics and other things. You know, that's the freemium model they got going for those games. So... Oh, when you fall into the sewers because you go broke. That's right, I forgot about this part. You lose all your rings gambling in the casino. Like... Oh, shit!
Killer! Son of a bitch.
Level 177. If you lose all your rings gambling in the Casinopolis level, you get dropped into the sewers. If you have no rings or too little when you come out of a slot machine, I believe. Tails' version of the level is just the sewers, though. He gets to skip all the gambling shit. But you'll see the sewers eventually no matter what if you play the whole game. But this music is a vibe, though. Some nice sewer music. Oh yeah, this is when you want to do submissions. To collect all the emblems and all that shit. I'm glad Sonic Adventure 2 kind of did away with the open world exploration zones, because I never really liked them in the first game. I prefer just going from one stage to the next. Consistent with how I feel about the Mario games when they went 3D, you know? Every level was just a giant exploration zone where you went and collected a bunch of stars or some shit. It was so fucking boring to me. I got re-interested in the Mario series when they brought back Super Mario Bros. For the Wii, I believe. I think they called it New Super Mario Bros. Oh wait, the first release of that was actually on the Nintendo, I think it was the Nintendo DS. Yeah. And it was so successful that... because it played like the classic games, basically. But it was in modern 3D graphics. Modern for that time, you know? It was successful enough that they made a Wii version, which you could play with, like, up to 4 players on the same screen, which was really hectic and fun. Chaotic, you know? But by that point, I'd moved on to so many other video game franchises that I still only played like a... I think I 100%ed the first one on the Wii, not the Nintendo DS one. And that was it. I'm glad that franchise is still going though. It shows that there is still a consistent market for it. I think the newest game in that franchise is... they're kind of doing some gimmicky shit with it now, I think, but... I think it's called... New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe or something? I can't remember what the fuck it's called. It's some weird. Yeah, just that base formula of a side-scroller. And you don't, you know, you just kind of... you go from one stage to the next, you don't have to worry about collecting a bunch of stars in some open world environment. I think the latest game that did that formula, the collectathon shit, is still, Jesus, I forgot the name of it. The one where you collect moon pieces. And he's got that crazy hat that talks. Fucking forgot the name. Because that's how little I give a shit about it. Sound of being inside of a tornado. Yeah. and this is when you come out of it. Yay! First hour down. So, because I said I was gonna pace myself since we're doing 3 to 4 hour streams of this, I'm gonna take my first break here. And we'll continue. So I'll be back in about 5 minutes, I believe. Let me just make the room for the next run. That way I can feed the mag. Since I died one time yesterday. Alright, well, there we go. I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Son of a bitch. Surprise, motherfucker.
Alright, we're back. Whew. Gotta rewind to the track that I left off on when I left. There we go. So I said 5 minutes, but I took a 10 because I realized 5 minutes was barely enough time to take a piss and grab a drink. I was like, alright, so I'll start with 10. I'll start with 10 minutes, next break I'll take 15 and so on. I was gonna start with 5, then take a 10, then a 15, you know. I'll start with 10 though. 5 was too damn short. It's basically my... I've already kind of done this, so it's not really my plan going forward. I've already done this, but when I do longer streams, that's kind of what I do. I pace myself, no matter what it is, it's not just this. I try to pace myself by doing like... taking like a 5 to 10 minute break after the first hour, 10 to 15 minutes the second hour. Just adding 5 minutes every time. Trying to make sure I max out at 4 hours and not go longer than that, so I have been known. The first PSL2 stream was like 5 to 6 hours. But yeah, that's how I try to pace myself, just because it's not healthy to sit too long. And I feel it. Like, my back and my ass start to hurt if I don't take breaks from sitting down. I don't know how some streamers do it. I watch some streamers who never get up, and I'm just like, how the fuck? They never get up unless they absolutely have to. And, you know, like to go to the restroom or stuff like that. And I don't see them take like actual breaks for like a long ass time, if ever. And sometimes even when they're doing like a 24-hour stream, I'm just like, how the fuck did they do it, dude? Like, how do those motherfuckers avoid getting like a hemorrhoid or... For me, it's a tailbone issue. My tailbone is like, it starts to hurt like a bitch. Well, not so much anymore. It used to be. That used to be the case, but I think maybe recently, because, I don't know, I have no idea, this is just a shot in the dark. I think recently, because of the fact that I forgot to feed the mag, god damn it. Again, I have no idea, this could be completely wrong. But I think maybe recently because I'm more muscular back there, I don't really get tailbone pain anymore. But I still get tired of sitting. Like, my glutes are a lot more buff now than they used to be. I've been keeping up with my workouts. And I notice I don't really get tailbone pain anymore from sitting too long. But it still gets It still definitely gets tiresome and painful regardless, so. I'm just like, I don't know how they do it. Even when using like seat cushions and shit, I still have to take a break after a while. What is this track? Fight from my own way. Boss event? This is for a boss cutscene? Which boss? I don't think I've ever heard this. I don't remember ever hearing this in a cutscene for a boss fight or anywhere in Sonic Adventure 1. Never heard this before. Oh shit, I forgot about that. No FX. Nice name.
Test of your reflexes.
The snow level before the avalanche. I think there's also another track when you're actually inside the crystal caves too. The same stage. Yeah, the limestone cave. This one only plays briefly. That section's a little bit longer. If I remember. Damn! Guitar going in. Alright, 1 second. Never heard that much of the track because that section is so short. Fall into the limestone cave so quickly. And then the section right after is the snowboarding part. Yeah. This is the limestone cave. Okay, that'll take care of that. It's... This is the character select music. Choose your buddy, finger bass version. Finger blasting.
What? You screwed this girl down? What the fuck?
No, finger bass. The other one was called slap bass version. I've never heard that one. The one from earlier. Eva04 found a handgun Miller. Latola. Whatever the fuck that is. Alright, let's go. Why is this the end of the album though? There's a bunch of... shit, that's why. It's a Sonic Adventure Original Soundtrack Volume 1. There's a second volume. I didn't get that one. I was like, why is... Let me go get that real quick. Shouldn't be that hard to find. Yeah. Let's see. Because this is the last track, and I'm like, I know there was more music in that game than this. Soundtrack. Volume 2. Somebody has a playlist. Do they have the second? There it is, volume 2. Okay. Okay, so save it to the library. Add the whole thing to playlist I had. Here we go. Now, thank God I'm doing this on PC. On phone, this would take forever. Drag them up. Proper spot. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. There's something else. Okay, I can hit play again now. There we go. I'm still managing some shit, but I can let it play now. Oh, the Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack also has a volume 1 and 2. I just had the anniversary edition, which is just condensed. It's like abridged. Oh, I might as well add this one too. Hold on, little Meg. Although, actually, I already fed him. Time to move these up too. Now I'm wondering if there's different versions of this one too. I'm gonna check one more and then we'll get back to this. At least we got good beats, huh? Okay, thankfully this one is a much shorter title. I think Sonic Heroes only has one version of it. Yeah, thankfully this one only has one version. Had to be sure. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 have their original soundtrack split into 2 volumes each on Spotify. But then they also have an anniversary edition, which is like an abridged version of their soundtracks. I want the full thing, not the abridged one, so... I had to check if Sonic Heroes was in the same situation. No, it only has the one soundtrack for 20th anniversary. That's because Sonic Heroes is a much shorter... Well, it's not that it's a shorter game, but it reused a lot more of its own assets for its own game, as well as the music and everything. You basically just play the same game 4 different times with 4 different teams of people, so... It didn't have as much variety, so there wasn't such a huge need for like a variety of soundtracks as the first 2 Sonic Adventure games, basically. That makes sense. Alright, I think we're good. Had to be sure. Yeah, I don't see any alternate versions of this album anywhere, that's for sure. I think we're good. And I've never listened to that soundtrack and been like, there's missing music. No. Alright, cool. Enough with the micromanaging of the music. Let's go. Volcano, man. The last 3 tracks, well, this one and that other one from earlier, not the stage complete jingle, obviously, but the one before that and this one are in the same stage. The previous one was outside, and this one is inside the volcano. Mad volcano vibes. are E102 Gamma's boss fights, I think. Probably the first time. Yeah. Heartless Collie. The E-Series targets boss fights. Literally titled that way there. Not word for word, but yeah, it pretty much says that. I forget, Gamma's first boss fight is actually in the volcano. Well, the E-Series boss fights. Hey, ma! Fuck was that? Sandhill? Oh, right, the fucking desert level. I completely forgot about that place. That's a Tails exclusive stage, I think. He goes snowboarding through the desert sand. Sandboarding, we should call it? Oh, start the sad music, man. Forgot about this track. Actually, it does play at some emotional moments. What a creative name. It's called Sadness. It's titled Event because it's for cutscenes, obviously. after that stage when Tails gets all nostalgic. Right after the sand level. He gets nostalgic about his time with Sonic and how he's always just trying to keep up with him most of the time. Comes to the realization he can't just live in his shadow all the time. He's got to learn to do shit for himself instead of always depending on Sonic. It's good character growth. I like how it shows in Sonic Adventure 2 as well. Like, Tails actually becomes far more independent from that moment on. It actually reflects in the second half of the first Sonic Adventure, but it carries over into the second game too. Leading lights for Lost World? Damn, I hardly remember this. Oh, wait, now I remember. Okay, yeah. I had to get to this part before I recognized it. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this. That dark-ass room where you gotta follow the lights, like it implies. By far one of Sonic's longest fucking levels. That damn temple. The Lost World. I suppose that egg carrier one, but I feel like it's got better pacing. That's the difference. Yeah, the Lost World level, it just has too many gimmicks and puzzles. That's why. It feels longer. Egg carrier flows a lot better. The Sky Deck, that's what it's called. A fanfare for Dr. Ignorant? Hell yeah, the Tornado Scramble. The Sky Chase. Oh, I think I know where that fanfare one plays. Maybe. I think that one plays when, he's about to give like a... Oh wait, no. I think it's when you do some puzzle in Eggman's room. On the, egg carrier, yeah. I like this airplane chase because it's like a rail shooter. Kind of. No, I should say it's more like Star Fox, actually, yeah. Discount Star Fox, but still. It was cool. The second one was hella hard, though. The second Sky Chase. The options music. The options menu music. Oh shit. I fucked up.
Fuck you, fuck!
Hit the wrong damn button. The Stalker Robots theme song. That's right. God, there are a lot of similarities to Nemesis from Resident Evil 3, the more I think about it. The fact that no matter how much you kicked his ass, he would just get back up and start following you. Zero the Chase Master. That's right, that was his name, was Zero. Big Man Robot Zero. Yeah. You're unable to kill him until the absolute, like, final boss fight with Rose. With Amy Rose. Yeah, it's just like Nemesis in Resident Evil 3. Again, I don't think that was the intention, but the similarities are there regardless. But hey, maybe. Maybe the writer was low-key a Resident Evil 3 fan, you know? Come to think of it, those games didn't come out too far apart. Let me see. I'm curious now. Okay. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis came out in September 22nd, 1999. Oh, this is gonna be close. Who ripped off who? Sonic Adventure release date. Oh! Resident Evil 3 ripped off Sonic Adventure. Because Sonic Adventure came out December 23rd of 1998. So it's the other way around. Maybe somebody who played Sonic Adventure at Capcom was like, wait a minute. Busted. Yeah, Sonic Adventure came out on the Dreamcast in Japan in December of 1998. In the West, almost a year later in September, October of 1999. And Resident Evil 3 Nemesis came out on September 22nd of 1999 in Japan. And November 11th of the same year in North America. Only a couple months apart. Yeah. So Amy did it first. Amy got the stalker shit going on before Jill did. Video games didn't take as long back then to be developed, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was, you know, some low-key inspiration. But again, I still don't think that was the intention. I think it's literally just a... I think more so it actually is just a low-key commentary on women getting stalkers. I think that's definitely far more likely. For both games. The remake of Resident Evil 3 was way less subtle about it, honestly. Jill literally yells out, "Next time take the fucking hint" at the end. I mean, it wasn't subtle at all. So I don't know if the original had the intention or not, but the remake definitely... the remake definitely wanted to make some commentary and a joke about. Some humor and commentary about women having to deal with stalkers. And Amy Rose's story in Sonic Adventure definitely does the same thing. Like, that one's definitely... Yeah, the only one I don't know is the original Resident Evil 3. That one's the only one I mean, they make some jokes about it there too, but I don't know if that was actual, like... If that was the main focus, though. That could have just been they were just, like, it was an opportunity thing, you know? Like maybe it made sense for Carlos's character in the original game to do that, to make those jokes about her having a stalker. It might have just been an opportunity thing where they were like, well, it wasn't our intention to make commentary about that, but why not? We're here now, you know? Might as well. Alright, I forgot to start the timer, but I think it's mostly been just about an hour since last time, so I'm gonna take another little break and then we'll finish it up. When I come back, home stretch. That Skydeck music is pretty intense. Good though. Gamma's final boss fight has the best soundtrack the entire game. It's this one right here. Fucking slaps. It's called Crazy Robo. Boss E101R. E101R is, yeah, that's his final boss fight. His brother. Because that's just what Eggman wanted to do when he manufactured them. Make them brothers. Maybe he wanted the robot. Yeah, maybe he wanted those two robots to be related just because of the fact that the two flickies he used to make them be their power source happen to be related too, even though they were a couple, not siblings, but maybe it was just his way of keeping track. Or a complete fucking coincidence. Not Eggman, it probably wasn't even intentional actually. But hey, you never know. He's got his quirks, you know? Alright, I'm gonna take a break after this run. That's Xylophone though. Frick. Just made myself laugh, just breaking that pause of silence was just prick. They're shooting that guy in the back. Oh, this is the hot shelter music. I forgot about the hot shelter. Come on. Oh my god, he insists on aim at the wings. Jesus. Fuck! There we go. Alright, I'll be back in about 15 minutes. God Usopp has reached level 200. Congratulations, God Usopp.
Dylan! Son of a bitch.
Alright, I'll BRB. I made it in under the wire before I went on break.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Alright, we back. Let's close this out. The last 20 minutes. Where the hell was I? Here we were. The aquarium music, that's right. Alright. Alright, so while I was gone, I think it happened right after I left too. I heard it from far away. Got a follow from Vitor Macias, Vitor Macias 101. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Let me guess, Photon Drop, Dragon's Claw. Okay. If we're, I was gonna say if we're lucky, maybe it's an anniversary badge, but no. Oh yeah, thanks for the follow, Biter. Appreciate that. I don't know why, that just felt like it went with the music. Has like the same level of urgency to it. Oh, that reminds me of when Lantis said, same thing. There was like a time when, I might have clipped this, I don't know, but Dark Falls was about to use Megid or something. And I freaked out, I was like, he's gonna use Megid! Oh, it was the Chaos Sorcerer, it wasn't even Dark Falls yet. The Chaos Sorcerer in the ruins. So I was like, he's gonna use Megid! I say it with the same panicked sort of voice like that. I mentioned it, I was like, it sounded just like that. Atlantis was like, same thing. That gave me a good laugh. I was like, yeah, no matter how you look at it, either one of those scenarios, whether he's using Megan or pulling his cock out, it's just bad news. Either way, it's bad news. Oh my god, that was so dumb. The dragon's death sound. That's the end of the night. I'm tired, I'm bored. I'm just hitting random soundboard effects now. Danger! Forgot about this cutscene music. Panic inducing. It's an Amy scenario. Whenever the fucking robot's close to finding her.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
You are twisting your shaft right now!
Sweet punch for a hedgehog hammer? Oh, this was the music for that whack-a-mole minigame for Amy? It's like a little puzzle she had to solve to progress the story. It's really just a whack-a-mole minigame, not a puzzle, but forgot it had its own music. Oh. This is when the egg carrier transforms, right? Oh no, it's for the Egg Walker and Egg Viper. Tails and Sonic's final bosses, respectively. The same song for both, or the same track, I guess. Called Militant Missionary. Nice name. Egg Viper's way harder than the Egg Walker. Tails' final boss is a joke compared to Sonic's. That might have been the intention, though. Keeping with the theme of Tails always trying to keep up with Sonic and trying to become his own person and more independent and all that. I do love that they really tied in him Tails defeating Eggman at Station Square into Sonic Adventure 2 story. There's a whole newspaper article about it. So like Tails got rewarded a Chaos Emerald by the mayor of the city because he did that. I think it's Rouge who reads the newspaper article in Sonic Adventure 2 to Eggman and Shadow. And Eggman just like interrupts her and he's like, anyway, like he's like so embarrassed he got his ass beat by Tails. He's just like, anyway, moving on, we know what the Chaos Emerald is. Like, I forget what he says, but he clears his throat just to interrupt the conversation. Does that mean Rouge was like low-key making fun of himself?
You suck!
I love that Tails gets another chance to kick his ass there, too. I think it's actually Tails' final boss fight, too. In that game. In Sonic Adventure 2. Yeah, he fights Eggman. It's a one-on-one with the little mechs. And when you defeat Eggman, he actually says, I can't lose to Tails. He's so shocked. Like, dude, it's not the first time. You already lost to him last game, don't you remember? I will say, before Tails gets the chance to kick his ass, though, he does get got by Eggman hella hard. I just remember that whole scene. That game is so fucking good. He's like, did you really think you were gonna be able to fool me? Like, he traps Sonic, right? And then he's like, do you think you were gonna be able to fool me with that fake Chaos Emerald? And then Tails stupidly goes, huh? But how did you know? Wasn't the real? How did you know? Even Sonic's like, Tails, like, shut the fuck up, you And Eggman is immediately like, because you just told me, boss boy.
You suck!
Oh my god. Like, damn, he got his ass so fucking hard. And it literally cost Sonic his life. Feels bad, man. Chaos version 6. We've got 6 Chaos Emeralds. Only missing 1. Where the hell is the last one during that part of the story? Shit, I can't remember. Somebody's got it though. Alright, a dragon spa to finish the run.
Son of a bitch.
Excellent. That is a great final note. Because we are all done here. That was the last run of the night. Go put this shit away. What a strange coincidence that I put my Ryuker in the same spot before I ever played PSO2 at all. I happen to put Ryuker in the same shortcut key that it is on PSO2 by default. The telepipe. It's on the 0 hotkey. I had no idea. That was just a complete coincidence. I didn't even know if telepipes were going to be a thing in PSO2. I didn't know anything about it. We're still not done with it, too. Barely at the beginning of episode 5. Let me see. Pause it. Okay. That's pretty much it. Oh no, we did get a few silver badges, yeah. I don't know where, but we got a few. That's cool. I don't know if I'll be able to turn them in for renewing. We'll find out after the event's over. Alright folks, that's all from me for now. So as always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate the support across all platforms. As always, please do take care of yourselves. Stay safe out there, don't die. And until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. We'll see you all then. Peace. Take it easy everybody. Bye. Alright, I have to, every time, dude. There, I have to click back into the fucking window, man. Oops. No, not tab. I almost did something else. Hey, Robo Jim found that Gazonde level 30 disc. Congrats, Robo Jim.
Son of a bitch.